Well, it's our top story this afternoon. Democratic Alliance leader Mmusi Maimane will be addressing the media this afternoon at Nkululeko House in Johannesburg. The Federal Executive Committee of the party is currently meeting in the wake of the resignation of Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba. Whilst the spotlight is on Mashaba, there is, however, speculation that the future of party leader Maimane could also be coming under discussion. Maimane was present at Mashaba's resignation briefing, where the outgoing mayor slammed the DA, accusing it of having been taken over by right-wing elements. All right, for an update on what's happening at Nkululeko House, we're now joined by our reporter, Natasha Phiri, who's been following the story for us. Natasha, thanks very much indeed for joining us. This briefing was meant to be at 1 o'clock. It was moved to 3, and now we're still waiting.
Indeed, Peter, again, the wait begins. Like you've correctly said, that the initial briefing time was supposed to be at 1 o'clock. It was then moved till 3 o'clock. And of course, we heard there Mmusi, who's the acting director of communications, just telling the media, this room full of journalists, that the briefing will be moved to a later time. He's not so sure what time that will be. So quite gives you an indication of actually what's happening, upstairs amongst those FedEx members. We are told that discussions are tense, upstairs. And of course, speculation is still rife that Mmusi Maimane might actually step down as party leader. We spoke to the professor earlier on, and of course, he had said that, this is just an indication that from them changing the times from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock means that there could be deals that are actually brokered inside, and there is some sort of bargaining amongst those party members. But just to actually take you, through what happened this weekend and how we actually got here. We saw the election there of Helen Zille being elected as the Federal Council chairperson, taking over from James Self. Subsequently, we saw Herman Mashaba on Monday announcing that he will be stepping down as the mayor of Johannesburg. He lived up to his promise. He was quite critical of Zille, saying that, her joining the Institute of Race Relations, rather branding the Institute of Race Relations as a right-wing movement, saying that if she does indeed get elected to that position, he will vacate office, of which we've seen, of course. And of course, that FedEx meeting was actually meant to discuss Herman Mashaba's departure from office and, of course, the leaked organizational report. But now it seems as if Mmusi Maimane's agenda or fate actually is the one that's actually out on top. So we'll just have to be patient. South Africans are quite impatient, seeing on Twitter people quite anxiously waiting for that 3 o'clock announcement. But sorry for that disappointment. But of course, the briefing will be held a bit later on today.
Nothing leaking out of those rooms at all. These kinds of things, they try to keep them secret, but there's always someone on a mobile phone under the table.
Well, Peter, I wish I was a fly inside that room so I could actually give you all the information. But of course, just speaking to some insiders, earlier on, some had confirmed that he was leaving, others not so sure that he was leaving. But of course, we were told that, those close to him had said that, listen, if Mmusi Maimane will be leaving, they also will be leaving with him, of course. So we're not so sure if, that's still the same information that's actually coming out of the meeting. We saw some, leaders of the DA actually going to the car, trying to suss out some information from them, asking how the mood of the meeting is, how things are inside the meeting, but they wouldn't let out. Seems as if, negotiations inside the meeting are quite tense. But indeed, Peter, we'll just have to wait and see what will happen. Is this announcement the one that we've all been waiting for? Is this the end of Mmusi Maimane, or will he actually serve out, his term as party leader and wait until next year in 2020?
And were all the party leaders quiet when they walked in? No comments to the media? Nothing?
Very quiet. Taking you through the earliest, I think one of the leaders that I saw was John Moody, just coming in with his car. We asked for a comment. He was like, well, he's late for the meeting. We saw the likes of Natasha Phiri and John in the same car. They just all waved their hands at us. Refilwe, who's the Dawn leader, had said nothing to us, just waved their hands. So it's quite difficult to suss out the mood of this meeting and suss out what is actually currently taking place right now, Peter. But of course, I took you guys through what Mmusi Maimane was actually wearing earlier on. I mean, he was wearing all black, and I mean, we all associate black with a person who's grieving and who's mourning. And I mean, for Mmusi, it's quite relevant to actually wear those colors, as one would say that he's actually under a dark cloud. He is, a embattled leader as of now, but also to take you through the atmosphere here in this room. It's quite tense. There is no DA branding, which is quite weird for me. Room full of journalists, various journalists also having this, this discussion as to who will be, will Mmusi Maimane actually be stepping down? Will he be staying in his position? And I think these are just interesting conversations coming out of this room. I mean, some people were as were here, beg your pardon, as early as 8 o'clock in the morning, and of course the wait still continues. So South Africans and the rest of us in this room will still have to wait and see, what time Mmusi Maimane will actually come out of the FedEx meeting and actually brief journalists here.
All right, so it's been a long day, Natasha, and it looks like it'll carry on for some time. We'll cross to you again a little bit later on, hopefully, as this briefing gets underway. That's our reporter, Natasha Phiri, describing the atmosphere at Nkululeko House. And interestingly, and you can read into it what you will, he's wearing all black, and also the podium where he's going to be speaking, also draped in black, with an absence of party colours. Does that mean anything? Well, we'll soon find out.